lipstick. Is that good? Hello. This is Christina Waschko, and you're watching Motherpreneur TV. Information, inspiration, and entertainment from mothers to mothers, so we can do what we always wanted to do. And today's episode is all about business. Question: are you a business owner who struggles finding their ideal customer? Then this episode is for you. Or are you in business and your sales aren't as high as they should be? Stay with me. This episode is for you too. The lady who's walking through my front door in a second is going to help us. Here she is. Okay, let's wait for sure.
Morning!
Good morning.
How are
Awesome
you?
to see
Good to see you too.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Super. Thank you for taking time out of your busy, crazy schedule.
No worries.
Perfect.
No worries. Awesome.
Her name is Cheryl Bishop. Cheryl is the general manager of a company called Make Your Mark, the biggest and most successful personal development and business seminar company here in the Vancouver Lower Mainland area. The CEO and founder of Make Your Mark, Colins, is an accomplished serial entrepreneur in his own right. Here comes the glitch. 5 years ago, when Colin had this big, fabulous dream and idea to start Make Your Mark, nobody knew who he is and what Make Your Mark is. So Colin approached his good friend Cheryl and asked, "Do you want to support me in building my dream?" And here comes the other glitch. When Colin asked, Cheryl ran her own successful direct sales business. Her income supported a big part of the daily household and living expenses. Now Colin couldn't pay Cheryl as much as she earned with her business. Guess what? She said yes. When she said yes to Colin, she worked longer and crazier hours for less money for the longest time. Together, they built Make Your Mark from zero to a 7-figure business in less than 5 years. And I figured if anybody knows how to build a business, it's these guys at Make Your Mark. So the first question I had is, why did you do it? And how did you know that Colin's crazy, fabulous idea and dream was real? Enjoy.
Well, for me, a lot of it was intuition, to be honest. That's the bottom line for me. However, for women that are out there getting opportunities, you got to listen to your heart and your gut. And really make sure it's in line with the core values, because I find that's really important for women. If you get an opportunity and the core values is not in line with your core values, quite often as women, there's a struggle. So the most important thing is really understanding, okay, is this opportunity my truth? Is this really good for me? Is finding out what the goal is for the whole opportunity. I mean, their partnerships happen that way. They could be sitting in a coffee shop and you come up with this brilliant idea and now we're partners and okay, we're not making money yet, but as long as you know where it's going and you stay laser focused on your goal where it's going, and then you have that mentality of I will do whatever it takes to make this happen. For an example, when we first started Make Your Mark, nobody knew who Colins was. Nobody knew who Make Your Mark was. I had gone out there and did a lot of networking just to introduce people to Make Your Mark and Colins. My husband would say, "Why are you working so many hours?" It wasn't about that moment for me. It was about where we were going. That I would stay laser focused on building it. And the only way you can build a business is you need clients. Mm-hmm. So I was building the bottom base is you need clients. And the only best way to meet clients is by meeting people. Building relationships with people. Well, here's the thing with networking, and there's a lot of things that are the right way to do network, and there are a lot of things that are not the right way. The first thing is people want to commit to the networking. Instead of going to a million different networking, you want to see what fits in your schedule. Then you want to take a look at the networking group and sort of do your homework. Is it the type of networking group that my potential client would hang out at.
Yeah.
Business owners need to know where their clientele hang out. Then narrow down to X amount that you can handle in your calendar. If it's only once a week, then it's once a week. Because the critical part about networking is building the relationship and follow up.
Follow up. Yes, that was.
Follow up is massive. This is how we built Make Your Mark, was the key follow up. To me, when you're there, you're spending the time networking. What you should be doing after you meet everybody and the conversations you had is go back into your car when you're about to leave, get your pen out, write notes down about each single person, who is a potential client, who is not, the ones you feel that are not. I would still send them an email just to say it was great meeting you, because it is.
Love it. Follow up, yes.
Follow up is massive.
Brilliant.
The sales stats say that in the follow up, it is once you followed up or contacted them 12 times before 80% of sales happen.
That's huge. 12 times? Mind you, I called you 3 times or 4 times. And persistence, and here she is. Yay.
That's what it takes.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing about follow-up. When you don't hear from someone, sometimes it's because you are not on their priority list. People are so busy today that whatever their priority is to get back to is. Therefore, just because somebody hasn't called you back doesn't mean you shouldn't follow up.
And also, we shouldn't take it personally. Oh, she doesn't like me.
Oh, see, that's the chatter. That's not the truth. Verify and clarify that. She doesn't like me is not the truth. And when we get a no, it might be no for now, not no forever. Yeah. And this is another thing, women take it personally. Don't take it personally. If it's no, it's no. Move on to the next one. And I think for women, yes, here's another thing about women that just popped into my mind. So many of them go for coffee meetings. If you don't have an agenda, because we're all going for business, yes, you can go for coffee meetings, but you need to make sure the coffee meeting isn't all about fluff. Let's just see if we fit. If we fit, great. If we don't, well, maybe we can refer people to each other. But let's just really understand who we are about business and just get to it versus spending a lot of time going to these coffee meetings.
This German stuff, you know.
Yes,
Good. Yeah, good. That's me 3 characteristics we should have.
So really, to start a business and have this great idea is you really do need to have a focus. You need to have a vision of where you're going, and you need to have your goal, which is your plan of what you're going to do. And yes, challenges will come up and things will shift a little bit, but at least you're going to be on that right path. Well, there's a lot of things that will happen. You know, people go up, down, meaning there's so many challenges that will happen in business. And we educate that there's a universal challenge line. When people start here, things are going great. Then there's this something that happens here, and it's called the universal challenge line. This, to me, is how bad do you want it? Universe and God is saying to you, how bad do you want it? Show me how bad you want this business to work. And when you pursue through and you do whatever it takes to make it successful, that's when more opportunities come your way. Because it's true. It's like anything. You know, if you work out at the gym, how bad do you want to lose weight? You've got to work on it. You've got to be disciplined. You've got to be determined enough to make it happen. You have to make that decision first and say, okay, yes, I want to lose 20 pounds. Or yes, I want to start this coffee shop. But you've got to be determined enough. You've got to have a goal. Because like anything, if we don't have a goal, we don't know where to go. When we have a goal to land on the moon, at least we'll probably land on the stars. So at least we're going to be somewhere. But without that goal, you don't really know where you're going.
What are the excuses you hear why we don't succeed?
I think a lot of times people don't believe in themselves enough. The most common word I hear is, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. If we would change our... Words have power. Words truly have power. I'll give you an example. If, let's say, what can we use? This bracelet. I'm going to put this in your hand, and I'm going to, here's a word, try, that I think everybody should get out of their vocabulary. So I'm going to ask you to try to drop my bracelet.
Why should I try you?
Yeah, you don't know what to do, right? You're struggling. You go, what does try mean? People always use the word try. Oh, I'm trying to get more clients. Well, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to struggle to get more clients because you don't know what to do.
So what do you say instead?
So I am going to get more clients. Now your whole mind knows exactly, you're going to, you're doing, get rid of the word try. Hope and can't are the three words, the top words to, in my opinion, not using a vocabulary in our everyday conversation, right?
Yeah.
And this is all language, and language is part of success. It totally is. Because our language that we use, the language we use is a part of every success.
And so often I hear, oh, I didn't do the job because they don't pay me enough, or she wants to pick my brain. To me personally, if you say I want to pick your brain, to me it's a compliment. I can offer you something and I want to share it with you.
That's exactly it.
But then so often I hear, especially on Facebook or on any other social media, oh, how dare she only offered me $10, or she just wanted to pick my brain. I said, aren't you just proud that you have that knowledge?
I'll give you an example. When I was in the direct sales for 15 years, there was a couple of times a hostess would say to me, I've only got 2 girls coming. Now, most consultants out there would go, okay, cancel, not worth my time. I don't believe this, and I'll tell you why. Every human being, in my opinion, is a potential client, a potential, who knows what can happen. So when I go do these parties at only a couple, I always say it's always worth my time because those are 2 new people that I've never met before. Who knows who those 2 people are going to connect me up with?
Brilliant. Yes. Thank you.
So people need to have that mindset of the more I give, the more I will receive. So the more I give my time, whether it's 1, 2, 1 million people, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. I treat every single human being or group as important as if it was 100 people or 2 people. It's the same. Because again, that one person, I don't know who they can connect me to, which could add to a huge part of my business, let's say. Because you never know who's watching, you never know who's listening, and it's just a part of business, because you're absolutely right. The more successful we become in business, the more people are out there going to be talking. And the more that you are committed to excellence in everything you do, it will happen. That's how it works. You know, it truly does.
Why is it so important for us as women to really follow our heart and be happy with what we do, and just, it doesn't really matter what your big dream is, but at least go for it and do it.
Well, I think we all only have one life that we live on here. You know, we only have X amount of days, X amount of years, and I think for women and men, but especially women, because this is what we're focused on, is for a woman, when she's not happy, you know the saying goes, if the wife's not happy in the household, the whole household isn't happy, right?
Yes,
so the mother of the household needs to be happy for everything to run smoothly. That's common knowledge for a lot of people, is it not? So for women, if they need to follow their heart, they need to be, women have so many great gifts. However, there's a lot of faults. For an example, women can easily wear several hats, but it's a guilt factor that happens for a lot of women. Oh, I should be with my kids. I should be doing this. As we evolve as human beings, men are just as good with the children as women are. And I think women sometimes need to go, because women are rising up in this world to be extremely successful because they have a gift that it needs to be shared out in the world. It totally does.
Yeah.
Women have so many great skills, and so when they deny themselves that, it is not doing service to anyone. Their communities, I can even say their children. If they have children, girls, definitely girls, why not model a powerful woman that we are? Why not model it for the next generation?
Like it onto the boys. Say, I have boys. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate everything you shared with us.
Thank you for having me.
High five.
Yeah.
Good job.
Awesome.
Cheers. Isn't she amazing? I mean, I loved every sentence. I loved every single thing Cheryl told us. What about you? Now, if you like what you listened to, and I hope you did, share it with your friends. Spread the joy, spread the message, and subscribe. And I would like to hear from you. Which of these tips did you like the best? How did you like the thing on networking. I mean, I don't know, do you network? And if you do, what is your secret to networking? How do you stay in touch with your potential clients? Do you offer them something enticing? Please leave us the comments below the video or go to my website at christinawaschko.com and click on the blog. On the blog, you also find all the information about Make Your Mark here in Vancouver. The website I promise you to get your free business education is called Knowledge Action Profit. Have a look. Your special login is 7054. Now I must tell you, this is not a joint venture. This is, I don't get anything from Make Your Mark. This is me sharing their information to help you. And guess what? It's time to wrap it up again. Thank you so much for watching Motherpreneur TV with me. I look forward to seeing you again next week. And until I do, please remember, we are more than just mothers. We are an inspiration to ourselves, to our families, and to the world.